Gorilla Tag has only been on VR until now. Gorilla Tag is a game about being a monkey, pushing off the ground to move, and playing tag with other monkeys. While everyone was getting their VR headsets over Christmas, Gorilla Tag became one of the most popular VR games. The only issue is that it's only on VR. That's why I turned Gorilla Tag into a 2D game you can play on computer. Here's how I did it. Now, basically, the way Gorilla Tag works is you use your arms in VR to push off the ground, and that's how you move. So that was the first thing I was going to try to replicate in 2D. So when you look at your arms in VR, it looks like they're actually attached to your body, and they move like real arms move. The way they make this work is with something called inverse kinematics. Now, I won't bore you with the details, but inverse kinematics is basically where the arm bends with where you want the hand to go. After a little bit of trial and error, and some help from ChatGPT, I got to follow the mouse, and now the arm works like the arm in Gorilla Tag. The next step was to make it actually move the player. When I first thought about making this project, I thought it would be as easy as adding a hitbox to the hand and having it move the rest of the body, but it definitely was more complicated than that. My solution for this problem was for whenever your hand was on the ground, the opposite force would be applied to your body. Basically, what that means is when your hand is on the ground and you move it to the left, your body will have the opposite force and be moved to the right. Next up was to make these little squares into an actual monkey. I opened up my drawing app and drew the body, the head, the arm parts, and the hand. And then once I put it all together, it's starting to look like an actual monkey. With the way I made the sprites, I can change the colors of them easily to represent the lava monkey or a normal monkey. The next step was the map. I took inspiration from the classic forest map on Gorilla Tag and copied some of the most iconic elements. This is just a little sketch of what I came up with, and it has the stump, some branches, and the 2 vertical walls you can bounce back and forth off to learn. Then I made all the sprites and actually put it into my game, and after that I needed to do a little bit of tweaking to get the right distances between the branches, but when I put it all together, it had ended up mostly the same way I had drawn it. Now at this point I had the map and the movement, and when I put it together it was pretty fun, but it was actually really difficult. It reminded me of a game called Getting Over It. Let me know in the comments if you think I should turn this into a rage game similar to Getting Over It, maybe like Only Up. Anyways, since I'm trying to make this like Gorilla Tag, I needed either to make it multiplayer or to make some bots. But since it's not as easy as just hitting a make multiplayer button, I decided to go with the bots. By the way, I'm just a small channel with less than 100 subscribers, and my goal is to get 1,000 by the end of the year, so please consider subscribing. Typically, Gorilla Tag is a tag game of infection, where one player starts out as the infected monkey, and when they tag someone, the other player becomes an infected monkey, and the infected try and tag everyone and take over. But since I'm making bots, they aren't really going to have much of a brain. I needed to find another way. I decided to make you always the lava monkey trying to tag the normal monkeys. The goal of the game is to try and tag as many monkeys as you can before the timer runs out. And once you tag them, instead of them joining your team, they will disappear and your score will go up and you'll get more time to tag more monkeys. Now for the bots, since I didn't want to have to make a real AI, I pre-recorded some movement animations, and the monkey will replay them back at a random time facing a random directions, and it'll make it look like you were going against real players. When these monkeys get tagged, a pop sound will play, and this particle effect will appear. I think it keeps that original Gorilla Tag feel of lava monkeys and normal monkeys without them joining your team. With all this being finished, the last step was to add these UI elements that show you how you're doing, and I found this free font that is very similar to the Gorilla Tag font, and I got it looking how I wanted it to. Finally, I needed a game over screen for when you ran out of time, and this is what I came up with. It's really simple, but I think it fits the simplistic theme of the game. Overall, this was a really fun project to make since Gorilla Tag is one of my favorite VR games. Also, I think it might be impossible to make it on top of the stump, so I challenge you to use the top link in my description and try and get on top. My high score is 35 monkeys tagged, so go see if you can beat it.